Hello, welcome to the start of another weekly reading vlog. It is absolutely glorious sunshine. It is very, very, very warm in England right now. Very warm. I am enjoying the sun. I have been sat on my lunch break, hang on, with my book, The Would-Be Queen by Edward Cox. I am really enjoying this. It is a high epic fantasy, and I should have said that the other way around, an epic high fantasy. And we follow two main characters who are kind of thrown together into this environment that they're in and have to basically club together and save the day. But one of the main characters is from Earth and doesn't know, well, I didn't really know that the realm he is in is an actual real place as opposed to a myth or a story, and he's kind of read about it his whole life and studied it and never knew necessarily that it was real, I think. I'm a little lost on whether it's meant to be seen as a mythology that's real after all, or whether it's a realm that they always knew did exist, or whether the characters on Earth have any capacity to know that there is magic out there. I'm a little unclear with that. There's a couple of things that I have to say I am semi-confused about, but it's such a good fantasy. I feel like I'm definitely being swept up in a story that reminds me a little bit of Strange the Dreamer. My hand is so shaky right now. Yeah, this story reminds me of Strange the Dreamer in the way that we've got this main character who has read about this realm his whole life and studied it and then suddenly gets to go to it. It's very Laszlo Strange. Also, he is a librarian, which is just perfect. I'm really enjoying it. So if you like Strange the Dreamer, I think you may well like this book. But it is Monday, I forgot to actually say that, and I am back at home. As you may well have noticed, I'm in the garden. I'm back home because I was here yesterday for my grandma's birthday, and then I'm also getting my hair done tomorrow. My hairdresser comes to my house here. But with the temperatures at the moment, I am not looking forward to having to have like a plastic bag put over the top of me whilst I have my hair done. And I think we're gonna sit outside because it's just a little bit easier with the mess it makes, so fun times. Today is also Freedom Day, which I think is such a rubbish name because it's not freedom for so many people. Basically, there are a lot of lockdown restrictions ending today, including you don't have to wear a mask and you don't have to socially distance anymore. I will continue to do both of those things. I will probably not go out as much anymore, or just go at times I know are quieter, and that's really sad because it's called Freedom Day, and for so many people it will not be our freedom, so thanks Boris Johnson for that one. I'm feeling a little bit anxious about that. My OCD is a little bit right now, so it's a good time. So we'll see how this week goes. I did actually consider not vlogging this week because I think that my OCD is going to be a little bit of a mess, but at the same time I am so nearly finished with this book and I really wanted to talk to you about this because I hadn't heard of this until I saw it in the bookshop and thought, yeah, so I got it last week. I'm reading it immediately, completely ignoring my summer TBR because what's new? But I want to talk to you about this, and I also feel like I'm going to read quite a few books this week because I'm nearly finished with The Would-Be Queen. I've got like under 100 pages left, so I definitely will have finished that by like this evening, I would have thought, because I'm just going to come out here and read after work. But yeah, that's my reading vlog intro. I've got my current reading vlog uploading at the moment in the background, and I'm so excited for you guys to see it from last week because I feel really proud of that one. It was lots of bookshops, trips to Oxford, just the one trip to Oxford, trips to cafes. It's just a really good week, so I hope you guys enjoyed that vlog if you've watched it already. But yes, welcome to this one. Hopefully it's a great week. I'm back at work, obviously. Let's get reading. It is, what time is it? Hang on. 9:30 in the evening, and I have been sat outside reading all night because it is hot. It is very, very hot, and it's a lot hotter in the house than it is in the garden. So I finished The Would-Be Queen after work, and I really liked it. I gave it 4 stars. It lost out on a star at the end, not at the end, like throughout, because it was a little complicated, and at times there was almost too many different characters switching over and I almost needed like a character glossary, but it was still really, really good. Really enjoyed it. But I have now picked up A Sky Painted Gold by Laura Wood. I love this. I love it. I am already 130 pages in. I have been reading it like for hours sat outside, and Laura Wood's writing is so good. This is kind of Gatsby-esque, set in the 20s, and we follow a main character whose sister's just got married and she wants or thinks she should experience that kind of a life, and kind of gets swept up in these 2 siblings who are living this really exciting life of parties and adventures, and she gets swept up within that. I love it so far. The setting is just glorious. It's set in Cornwall, but there's this amazing big house with this amazing big library, and Laura Wood's writing is just so fantastic. It's like the perfect summertime read. So excellent so far. I feel like I'm really in the mood to read this week, which is great. I am also feeling like such a hot sweaty mess right now. Like my hair has been up all day, which is why it's looking a little bit deflated. There is pretty much no makeup remaining on my face, and I am very ready for a shower because I feel just sticky. So I'm gonna go do that very soon. Probably TMI, but hey, who cares? It's been 31 degrees today. Getting my hair done tomorrow, as I've said, so I won't be able to read quite as much after work, but hopefully I can read a little bit more after I shower, and then a little bit more in bed, and then maybe a little bit more in the morning. I'm loving it. I really, really, really love it. I really enjoyed Under a Dancing Star by Laura Wood, and this is no disappointment either. So I've added her other book, which I think, is that a continuation of this book? The other one, I can't remember what it's called, but I just added it to my wish list, so I really want to read that one too. Although I think that one's more of a winter one, whereas this one and Under a Dancing Star are more summer themed, I would say, or like perfect to read in the summer. So yes, that's my update. I'm gonna go get ready for bed kind of and just de-heat myself a bit. Is that a thing? It's a thing now. Anyway, happy Monday. Hello, it is Wednesday. I am still at my family home. I'm going back after work today. Honestly, I've just been really enjoying being able to be out in the sun after work reading, and I know I can do that in my flat on my balcony, but it's not quite the same as being in a nice quiet private garden. So I've very much been soaking up as much of the sun as possible, but I am going to go back home after work today and do a little bit more reading when I get home because I am a bit obsessed with my book. So I'm reading A Sky Painted Gold by Laura Wood. We've already discussed this book. I read quite a lot of it on Monday, read quite a bit on Tuesday as well, and I am hoping that I will be able to read this tonight/tomorrow and finish it because it is really addictive. It's not like Laura Wood's books are ever filled with action, they're very much people and places based, but she has such a lovely tone of optimism in her writing. There is a real feeling of seizing the day and living for each moment and really living in the moment in her books, and honestly I think that's something I personally struggle with. I'm always thinking into the future or looking back on the past, and I know I really struggle to just live in the now, and I always have done, and there's little moments where I try and be more mindful and try and do things that are really things I would enjoy in the moment and don't need to focus on what's happening in the future or has already happened in the past, but it's something I still struggle with. And reading about a character who is living that as her day-to-day life and just really enjoying her experiences is really, really nice. Also, there are some banging parties described in this book and I love reading about them. The parties gave me off a vague Wonderland vibe, because, as in Wonderland by Juno Dawson, not Alice in Wonderland, because it just seemed very impossible, anything can happen type of situations, but also the way that they integrated the whole grounds of this house into the party definitely felt like the party that we see in Wonderland, where it's using this whole scope of area to involve different parts of the party, and I enjoyed that quite a lot because I loved Wonderland, so I really enjoyed seeing flecks of like the party vibe in this book. But generally really, really loving it. I will give you updates later, and I'm hoping to read a little bit more today, and then yeah, go home after work and finally watched Loki. Ridiculous, I know. It came out a week ago today and I have been so busy every night I just haven't had a chance to watch it, so I can't wait to do that as well. So happy Wednesday. Last day of school! What's your year that you're going to leave now, Ava? That was a long way of saying what is your last day of year
4.
Year 4, and you're going into year 5.
Yeah.
Are you excited?
And next year I'm gonna go in year 6.
Oh, that's too scary.
And then
we'll
Biggie school.
Yeah, we'll get through year 5. Yeah, pat.
Then Biggie school, and then next thing horse riding.
Right. And yes, I am still here, and yes, it is Thursday, but it is really, really hot outside. I'm really enjoying having the garden to be able to read in and having shade spots, and my flat will have none of those, so I am camping out here. I am going home today. It is happening.
No, you are not.
I am, because there's so much post at my door. You can see on my Ring doorbell the post person keeps coming and leaving it there, and I'm just like, I want you. Whatever you are, I want you. It's all good. As just mentioned, I am still here for the reasons I listed, but also I am having a bit of a week for my OCD at the moment. It is Freedom Day this week, like it was on Monday. We're now on Thursday. Thankfully, a lot of shops are still keeping those rules, which is good because went to Sainsbury's last night, nipped in to get a couple of bits, and 70% of the staff didn't have masks on, or 70% of the customers didn't have masks on, about 90% of the staff. One of the customers was coughing everywhere. Another customer was saying how people wearing masks were stupid quite loudly. It's a fun time. So I kind of knew that my contamination OCD would be quite heightened this week. So I'm here kind of having a break and giving myself that time to recoup a little bit and be kind to my brain. And that has meant I've got a lot of reading done, which I thought I would. I just felt like I was in that kind of mood where I don't really want to be on Twitter or Instagram all the time and seeing all of this stuff about the coronavirus. And whilst I am seeing these things and I am sharing things to kind of help people and show people that you're not alone with it, which is I hope what this vlog can do as well, I am trying to detach too. So reading update wise, I finished A Sky Painted Gold by Laura Wood and it was so good. I gave it 5 out of 5 stars. I loved it. I'm at the worst filming angle right now. I'm just like on my knees, like bending to suit the camera angle. I loved it, I loved it. I loved that this looked at like living each day in the moment, but I also love the fact that it looked at the fact that we all have our weaknesses and our vulnerabilities, and talked about mental health as well. One of the things I really liked this talked about was the relationship between parents in this. The main character's parents are super, super lovely, and I feel like that's something that Laura Wood does well, is writes relationships with relatives that aren't just like super strict and like, no, you can't do this. It's like there's a friendship there and I really enjoy that, but also we do see a group of siblings that don't have their parents anymore and we see the contrast there and how that's affected them as well. So I think it talks about some really good themes there, and it also talks about being okay not to do things at the same pace as everyone else, and I absolutely loved that. I took a picture of a page that I specifically really liked and there was a quote on it that I really, really enjoyed. Hang on, let me find my phone to get picture. So for me, this was a quote that I thought was quite poignant, because at the moment I'm at a stage where I'm 26. A lot of my friends have their partners that they've been with for a long time. A lot of them are thinking or have children, and a lot of them are getting married or have already got married potentially. Like there's a lot of people doing a lot of things, and I don't necessarily want to be doing all of those things right now. Some of them I would like to be doing, and that puts a pressure on me because I'd love to have some of those things, not all, definitely not all, but I don't have them yet, and I don't really have a choice about that because you can't really force them. It just has to happen when it happens, and I can often find that quite difficult because I think it makes you feel like you're behind or like you're not doing things right, and because you want those things as well, it makes it quite painful to be like, oh, I really, really want that, but also I'm really happy with the life that I do have, and that part, that's not painful at all, that's great. So I think it's important to appreciate the life you do have and not necessarily just push yourself forward to the next thing, and this book gave that as a huge, overwhelming message, living in the moment, focusing on what you have. But I really enjoyed this quote. Lou, you have to stop worrying. You and I want different things, and that's okay. They're all good things, they're just different. There's no way to be. I'm not the mold you need to fit into. You have to live your own life, and I don't understand why you would think that I don't want that for you. And I just thought, I love that. There's no mold. No one sets the mold. If someone does something first, they're not setting the bar for everyone else, they're just doing things their way. And even if you don't want to be doing things the way you're doing them, is the way you're doing them. Like, you know, even if you'd rather be married and kids at this point in your life and you're not, that's also okay that you're not there, even if you want to be. Like, it's just doing it at your pace, and whether or not you would like your pace to be quicker. I think it's kind of coming to terms with, you don't have to measure yourself by anyone else's goals and achievements and timelines but your own. You don't even have to have your own timelines, I suppose, or maybe you do. Do you have to have time? That's a whole other discussion. I suppose for certain things, biologically, there are timelines involved, but anyway. Deep, deep chat. This book was fantastic. I loved it, and I have now moved on to Honey Girl by Morgan Rogers. This is an adult contemporary about a woman, I believe, who has drunkenly got married in Las Vegas and has also kind of finished a PhD and doesn't really know what she's doing with her life and needs to find that out, and goes in search of this wife that she's married but can't remember, I think, maybe. I'm unsure. I read about 20 pages of it last night. Yeah, literally 20 pages. So I just started before bed. I'm gonna go sit outside and read now before work. But yeah, it's some good book weeks. I did say at the start of this week I thought I was gonna read more, and here we are. Also, I do think I said that this had a sequel. I don't know why I thought that, but I'm wrong. There is a third book by this author. It's set, I believe, in winter as opposed to the other two, which I believe is summery, so I probably will get that one to read in the winter months. I can't wait to read more by this author. I think she's becoming an auto-buy for me. But here's my books. just outside reading before work and I'm up to chapter 3, but can I just say that this is already representing all the relatable moments when you finish a degree and you're just like, what? What do I do now? The main character in this has finished a PhD, so granted, that's a hell of a lot more work and a hell of a lot more time and research and oh my gosh, she just finished her PhD in astronomy and now she doesn't really know what to do with her life. She's currently working in a cafe that I get the impression she was working at while she was doing her PhD, and I'm just like, ugh, that feeling. I did a degree that was very, very specific in film production and then went into marketing, and whilst I now do film stuff, including my YouTube stuff, but also like for my work, it was not immediately relevant for me. And I remember that panic of like, oh my gosh, what do I do with this very specific degree when I'm not entirely sure that I 100% want to go into that field? I'm sure that probably after a PhD, she is going to end up working in that field. I don't know, I have no idea, but relatable so far. And also I love the fact that we are immediately being met with this really strong woman, because she's immediately said she did self-defense classes when she was 8, and I just feel like she is cool and badass already. So those are my initial thoughts at page 28, really not very far in, but I thought I'd give you an update. Hello, it is Friday and I am back home. I feel like I was at my family home for so much longer than I intended to be, but with the temperature and when I got back here last night, whew, it was hot. It was very, very hot. My whole flat from that way, so my bedroom window, my office window and my lounge window are all sun facing from 11 onwards. That way is my kitchen and my main bathroom, which are in the shade for most of the day. So most of my flat is getting the sun, and I don't want to shut all the curtains all the time because it's dark and gloomy, my plants don't get the light they need, so it's very hot, very, very hot. But I'm cooling it down a bit now, all the doors and the windows are open. So I got back last night, I watched Loki, I finally watched Loki. Oh my god, I love that series so much, I love Loki, so good, so good. No spoilers, don't worry, absolutely loved it. Marvel, you clever, clever buggers. I also thought I'd give you a reading update. I am halfway through Honey Girl by Morgan Rogers. I am really liking this contemporary. It feels very relatable in that feeling of, as I said yesterday, when you get out of doing this huge stint of education and you're just like, what do I do now? So I love the fact that our main character is exploring that and is really digging into what she wants from her life, but also talking about having a break and how important that is, because that is such an important thing, and usually books don't cover that kind of thing because books are like action, go, 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 no time for a break, but this is about her taking that break. So I'm really liking that. I was also listening to Jay's Gay Agenda on the way home in the car yesterday on SCRIBD, and I have to say, this book is very much tearing me in two sides. I'm pretty sure it's going to come out as a 4-star, and overall I have really, really enjoyed it. I've got about an hour left, so I'm very near to the end. So I've definitely really liked it, and I like the journey that we see Jay go on as he tries to achieve these things on what he is dubbing his gay agenda. But two issues with it. One, it is immensely predictable, like immensely predictable. From a mile off, you could see this big drama that was going to happen, and that almost annoyed me to keep going because I just thought, well, I know that's going to happen and I just can't be bothered for it to happen almost. So that bugged me. But also, now I won't give spoilers, there is a certain theme within this and a certain type of character that we're seeing in Jay, and it is bugging me, and there are traits of Jay that I think are just not bouncing off well with me, of a certain way he is acting towards certain things, and I don't like that, and it reminds me of some stuff that I've seen personally that I tend to stick away from when I'm reading, and it's a weird experience. Basically, I'm pretty sure it's going to be 4 stars, but I also want to DNF it. I'm really liking it, but the predictability combined with this theme that's being introduced that reminds me of something from my own life that I don't really want to read about is making me not like it, but then everything else makes me really like it. I'm really confused. It's a really good book, it's a really good audiobook, I really like it, but there's a couple of bits that are really, really putting me off for personal reasons that wouldn't affect other people, maybe. I don't know, but I'm reading it, I'm gonna finish it, I've only got an hour left-ish. So I should be able to get that finished, and I also hope to finish Honey Girl later today or tomorrow. I am actually going out tomorrow now, so basically I've got this kind of internal feeling about the next few weeks. So in 2 weeks time, my best friend is getting married and I am her maid of honour. We've been best friends since we were 4. I am so excited for it. I can't wait. I mean, it's going to be amazing. It's been delayed by a year because of COVID and it's finally going ahead and it's just going to be great. And that is in 2 weeks time on the 7th. So I am now in super paranoid mode. My OCD is overboard with everything easing anyway in England with lockdown, and COVID stuff still definitely very much being everywhere. Seems to be creeping closer and closer. So I am in high paranoia. So basically over the next 2 weeks I intend to isolate myself as much as possible from other people on one-to-one contact. So I don't really want anyone to come into my flat. I don't want to go to see other people unless it's the person whose wedding it is, because she's also going to be doing the same thing. And I think that could be okay, because if I'm not seeing anyone else, I don't know, I've got to work it out in my head, but I basically want to try and do that. But I'm still going to do like food shopping and go out to shops when I feel like it's a quieter time, when I have to, and when I need to do things that require me going into shops. But I'm not going to put myself in any position where I feel like I'm going to be putting myself at risk to not be able to go to this wedding. So I woke up this morning, I felt a bit flat because I thought, oh, this is kind of it for me for the next 2 and a bit weeks, just alone. And I'm an extrovert, so that doesn't really work very well for me. And then my stepdad rang me and said, do you want to come to Windsor Castle tomorrow? And I was like, yep, yeah I do. So tomorrow I'm going to go to Windsor Castle. So I thought I was going to stay in during a thunderstorm and read, but now I'm going to go to a big castle. So that's happening tomorrow, but I feel like that's going to be okay because their social distancing, they have very much expressed, is still a thing. Masks are still a thing. There seems to be all these different routines put in place and time slots, so I feel safe going there. And also that marks my 2 weeks from the wedding, so hopefully it should be fine. It should be okay. But anyway, so I'm going to do that. Maybe take you along with me on that journey, I suppose. So that's that. The Olympic opening ceremony is about to start, so I'm going to watch that in the background whilst I work. But happy Friday. I'm really liking my book. I'm really confused by my audiobook. And I am excited for a FaceTime with some friends later. That is also happening. And playing Cottage Living on The Sims. It's many things, many things. It should be a good day. I need to stop feeling gloomy just because I wake up and I'm alone. But I think I've chosen to live alone, obviously, but being an extrovert does make that a little bit more difficult. But here we are, it's all good. Watching the Olympic opening ceremony, these are always so cool to see the performance art that's put in place, so I'm very excited to see what happens here. Hello, it is Friday night. We're sat at my desk because we are going to very quickly rate Jay's gay agenda. I did just start to film this clip and then my food arrived and now I want to eat that whilst it's still hot, so we really are going to quickly rate it, but finished it tonight. I don't know how I feel about it, I really don't. So we're going to go through it. And we're going to start with characters, which confuses me because I didn't really like Jay. I thought the way he treated people was really shitty, and in that sense he was the main character and he really put me off, so it's really difficult because I liked all the other characters. We're going to go for a 6 for characters. Atmosphere I thought was really good. We're going to give it an 8 for atmosphere, I really enjoyed that. The writing style was fun, but it did feel a bit repetitive, so we're going to give it a 7. The plot, really repetitive and very predictable, so that gets a 6. The intrigue gets a 4 because that was really predictable. The logic, 7, but my enjoyment, an 8 because I enjoyed it. So yeah, kind of mixed, but I feel like I needed to be stricter with it because whilst I did really like it, I thought it would come as a 4-star, it's actually come out as a 3.5. I did really like it, but there was parts of it that I just felt was so predictable and you just knew what was going to happen, and that let it down for me. So the intrigue got a 4 and I think that was what brought it down, because if the intrigue got higher, if the intrigue would have been an 8, it would have been a 4-star read. Yeah, intrigue lowered it down. Anyway, quick update there. I'm gonna go eat my food. For anyone wondering what health fest I went for, or should I say cheese fest, I have got some halloumi sticks, mac and cheese, and seasoned fries, and there's also some churros for dessert. It's good. Hello, happy Saturday. I am just waiting for my family to arrive because we are going to Windsor Castle, as you do, because why not? It's not too far from where I live, and I think Ava's not been before, so she gets to see it all. It's a really beautiful building. Can you call a castle a building? Structure? It's a beautiful castle. So hopefully that'll all be okay. As I've said a lot this week, my OCD is at the moment, but in environments where I can move around and I can put myself in different places, I'm a lot calmer as opposed to sitting in a restaurant, for example, where I don't feel quite so safe because I am sat in that one place. So hopefully it should be good. I think I updated you yesterday. Yeah, we went through and rated Jay's Gay Agenda, so finished that. I've read a little bit more of Honey Girl, but not much. I hope to maybe finish that later today. I don't have any plans for the evening, so that should be doable, I think. But I'm really liking it. It's very lyrically written, which I really like, but in the same way it's not like daunting and it doesn't feel slow. It just feels like the characters make really beautiful observations of life, which I'm really enjoying. So generally it's a good reading experience. I'm holding my hand up like this, I've just realised in this shot, because my nails are currently drying and I'm just like airing them, as you do. Does this actually help your nails dry? I don't know. So yeah, I'm just waiting for my family to arrive. I've got the Olympics on in the background, my nails are drying. Should be a good day. I hope you guys are having a fantastic day, whatever day you're watching this, and I'll catch up with you a little bit later. Hello friends, it is Saturday night. I am about to just chill and binge watch season 3 of Manifest. Amazing, amazing TV show if you want something addictive. It's on Sky Atlantic? Sky One? It's on Sky, so does that mean it's on Now TV? I don't know. Anyway, Manifest, really, really great show. Season 3, gonna binge it tonight. But I wanted to just give you a little update for my day. We went to Windsor Castle, it was really lovely. It was busy, but I had my mask on the whole time, and when we were outside there was like a lot of free space, so I felt good there. It was good, it was really nice. We went to Yo Sushi for lunch, which was really yummy, although they've changed their menu a lot since the last time I went. But you order it on your phone, you pay for it on your phone, and then the belt brings it along and it stops like right by your table and you just take it off, which is very different to before COVID, but it felt like a glimpse into the future of how we're going to eat, which is slightly terrifying. But anyway, so that was really nice. And then I got a donut thing. I think it's called a cronut, but I needed to show you because I'm rounding up the vlog here, so I'm not going to show you this when I actually come to eat it. But the brand is Dum Dum Donuttery, and they had some really, really good choices. They had two that I was going between, was this one and also the Nutella one, but I thought I would normally go for the Nutella one and I would go for that in other places as well, so I thought I'd try something different. So it's kind of galaxy patterned, and there is, I think, raspberry cream on the inside. Oh my god. So a Shronut is apparently a donut crossed with a croissant. I'm not going to complain about that. I'm very, very, very excited. It's like really girthy. So that looks delicious. I haven't read any of my book. I think I read like... No, I didn't even read. That was last night. I haven't read anything today, but I will. I will, after I binge watch some, if not all, some of Manifest. But I am really liking Honey Girl, and I feel like I had such a good start to the reading week that it's okay. I know I'll finish it today or tomorrow. All I'm doing tomorrow is going to the garden centre and chilling, probably watching a bit more Manifest. So it's going to be relaxed Sunday. I want to get some plants for my balcony because I did get plants last year and they did not do well in the pots over the winter/summer period. So basically the year. So I want to try and find something a little bit more durable because I like plants, if you couldn't tell. They're everywhere. Sunflowers over there. So yeah, I thought I'd round this up here. I think it's been more of a talky vlog than a B-roll vlog, but that's okay. They come and go. I hope you guys did enjoy this vlog though. If you did, please do consider giving it a thumbs up. Comment down below what you've been reading this week or what your ideal flavour of donut would be. Let me know that. What is your dream donut flavour? Maybe this one will be mine. I don't know. I do enjoy Nutella. I enjoy a maple syrup topping. Oh, there used to be a Krispy Kreme maple syrup topping and I don't think they do it anymore, or at least they don't in England. But anyway, do that. And you can subscribe to see more of my face on your feed. I also have a Patreon where I offer some extra content if you would like to find out more about that. There is a link to that down below. There's lots of exciting things coming soon there as well that I'm really looking forward to. But thank you guys so much for watching. Keep smiling and stay positive.